what do you think that public schools will learn or reform, or are they going to keep, broadly speaking, doubling down?
Hmm. Yeah, great. Is that the question?
That's the question.
Okay. Um, so this is interesting. Um, we've had conversations in a couple of different states, three or four now, where public school leaders at the district level are trying to figure out. They're responding to the pressure and trying to figure out how can we move in this direction in one or two places. Get one school that's going in this direction. Get a track. To Michael's point, have a track within a school that's going in this direction. And uh, usually it's a combination of they hit the jackpot with the local school board where there's sufficient alignment there that there's openness to consider the question, so they see an opportunity to move in that direction. Um, but there's a lot of planning that goes into it. You can't just run in and slap something together that's going to last and be meaningful. So there's any number of roadblocks that they run into. But the fact that people are trying to figure it out and trying to move in that direction shows us that there is responsiveness to market forces, even in the public school system. It's really slow, and it's not that it's. And that said, I don't see the tide turning. We see isolated cases. There's a trend of isolated cases, but I don't see this being a dominant force or movement in the public school system. At least not on the 5 to 10 year time.
Gotcha. All right, Michael, to you.
Yeah, so we'd like to ask all of our guests to kind of speak to, in their own words, what stewardship means to them. So, what does it mean to be a steward? How do you be a good steward? And you can take that question and answer it however you wish.
Yeah, that's a great question. So just in the sense of you're given the gifts and resources that you're given, and you mean the parable of the talents. Looking to make wise investments with the resources that you've been given. Um, for me, in this that I don't know that I'm going to have deeper wisdom, certainly not than the scriptures along those lines. But thinking as a parent and as somebody who's uh, really has felt called in his professional career to working in education and ed reform, broadly speaking. Um, there's also the calling that you're given is all that's a gift as well, and something to steward. So that's I think as I've thought about that question for myself, it's I've I've framed it within what's God calling me to in my professional work, and am I doing everything I can to make myself a tool that is capable of achieving an outcome that makes a greater impact in the world. And that's uh, it's led me to have to deny myself several times. I loved being a teacher. That was my favorite thing of all. Um, but I saw within myself sufficient capacity to go and be a leader, so I said yes to that and did that. The deep desire of my heart is to see as many kids as possible be able to encounter the classics, the classic works of Western civilization, particularly in the context of seminar. That's what changed my life. That's a major part of why I converted to Catholicism. And so I know the transformative power of reading and encountering the great minds. This feels like a calling for me, and that's a calling that I want to shepherd and steward. And even if it's I'm not I'm not a poet. I'm not a classicist by training. Um, but what I see is that I have the capacity to be somebody who helps build the rails on which that train rolls. And so I want to be really good at building those rails.
Well, I hope that your mission is successful.
Thanks,
I hope
Michael. I
you
appreciate
can
that.
help as many young minds as possible in this way. I really do.
Yeah, amen.